Hello and welcome to Katrina's Creations. This is day 14 of Vlogmas, but it's also our regular Saturday podcast, which is number 408, just in case anybody's counting. So let's get started. I have I don't know if you count them finished objects or not when I finish little hexies, but I've lost track of how many I have finished because some of them I'm finishing and putting into the blanket as I go. But I've had so much fun with this blanket. I've had a hard time working on my knitting for my socks this week because I'm having fun doing this, putting them all together again and just looking. I'm just so excited with how it's turning out. So let me show you what I've got so far. Actually, I'm doing it in two sections at this point because it's getting too big. So here is the first section. And I think I counted 11 across. So you can see I've really added to this week. And then, because this was getting a little bulky to have to work all the way around each time, I decided I was going to start doing some smaller sections, and then once I get them fairly good size, then I'll add it to that, rather than have that big bulkiness all the time to work with. So I have some more. So here we go. And there is going to be a tutorial coming up. I think it's day 16 where I put it, where there will be a tutorial how I am hooking them together. Because let me show you the back. Yeah, because the back, that is the back. And this is what the front looks like. So you've got these nice defined edges. And there's no, the seams aren't, they're showing slightly, but not by a whole lot. So yes, there is an upcoming tutorial for that. Then my knitted project, I did get some headway on this. I have turned the heel. I did change the pattern a little bit. This is called the Bright Side of the Moon. The pattern had you doing the heel flap and gusset and all that. I changed it and I did what's called a fleagle heel, which actually kind of does the heel flap at the same time. So it looks, this is the underside of the foot, and this is what the back of the heel looks like where your Achilles tendon is. And then you can see I've picked up the pattern again here. When you're doing 2 at a time socks, and you try to do the heel flap and then pick up the stitches along the gusset, it's very hard to do it on a 2 at a time socks. You have to actually take it off of these needles, do it, and then put them back on to finish. And I started to do that and I was like, why don't I just do this and I don't have to take it off the needles. So this is how far I've gotten. Like I said, here's the foot. I have turned. There is the pattern. And now I am just working up the leg. And I have, each ball of yarn has this much left. The one thing that's really nice about doing the toe-up socks, which is my first time doing toe-up socks, I like this because of the fact that I can make the leg as long as I want. I don't have to guess and make sure I have enough yarn for the toe. This way I know I've got enough for the foot, and I can just keep making this until I get close to the end of that skein, and then I just do a couple rows, like about 10 rows of ribbing. So that's what I'm liking about this. And if you notice, I am using some of the stitch markers that Jane has given me that are in the Advent calendar. I have 8 of them here. Did I need them? No, not really. This is just where the borders are, but I like them, and it's Christmas and they're Christmassy, and I like the little jingle bells on them. So yeah, so I have snowflakes and Christmas trees and a snowman and a mitten and a Christmas ball and some bells. So yeah, I'm putting them on just because it makes them look pretty. So yeah, that's what I have been working on this week. What have you been working on? I want to say a special thank you to those of you who send pictures in for show and tell. Anybody is welcome to do that. You don't need a special invitation or anything. If you would like to submit a picture in for show and tell, we would love to see your project. It does not need to be something that you just finished or just made. It can be just a project that you have made in the past that you'd like to share with us. All you need to do is either post it on my Facebook page, which is Katrina Knits, or you can send me an email at KatrinasCreations@yahoo.com with a picture. Let me know how you want to be, how you want your name to show up on show and tell, because some people don't want their full name, some people do, you know, so just let me know your preference, how you want it to show up, and a little bit about either the yarn or the pattern, something like that. So yeah, I want to say thank you to those of you who throughout the year have consistently sent me pictures. I really do appreciate it, and it really adds to our videos and our podcast and our little yarny community, because we like to see what each other have made. So now we're going to get to the good stuff. I'm going to open mine first, basically because it's kind of opening itself. Apparently the material wasn't quite enough, so it's like popping open. So this is Yarn Art, which is from Hobium, and it is an Angora blend, and it's calling itself, oh, I have two yarns in here with me because I had bits and pieces. So you either got Yarn Art, which is an Angora blend, which is this, which is purple and pink, or you got hand dyed, which is some that I dyed years ago at a, it was a dyeing class, and I did that with Kool-Aid. So you either got one or the other. So that is my advent calendar. Now let's look at Jane's, and I see something in here. It looks interesting. I don't know what that is. We shall see. I love these little bags she used. I'm saving them because I will reuse them again. So yeah, these cute little bags. So yes, I've been saving them. Oh, this is pretty. It's got sparkles in it. Look at that. Definitely a Christmassy color here. It's kind of a turquoisey green. Well, there's regular green, there's turquoise, and there's silver sparkles in it too. You can see them showing up. And then there's these, and I'm not, oh, I know what these are. Now that I see them, I know what these are. These, and I don't know if it's gonna show up or not. If I get it, there's a filament. There, you can maybe see it right here. These are needle threaders. If you don't know how to use these, for those of us whose eyesight is not as great as it used to be, and half the time I have to take my bifocals off because that doesn't even help. If you are threading a needle, and I don't have one around here to show you, you can put that yarn or thread through that little filament, and then the filament itself, you can pull, well, you put it through the needle first, through the eye of the needle, and then you hook your thread or your yarn through it, and then you pull that right through the eye of the needle, and it threads the needle for you. So thank you, Jane, because Jane and I are the same age. We both struggle with our eyesight with things that are really tiny anymore. Yeah, so many times I end up doing this and looking over top because the bifocals are either too close, too far. Yeah, those of you who are of a certain age, you know what I'm talking about. So yes, thank you, Jane. So now it's time for, now I have numerous sales to list today. So if you're interested in any of these, I am an affiliate. So if you buy through the links down below in the description box, I do get a commission out of that, and that commission goes in to the channel. It helps to pay for some of the giveaways and things, just in case you know what it goes for. It goes for my camera equipment, stuff like that I've used over the years. So like I said, all of the sales that I'm going to talk about are down below in the description box. Just click on that bold word more. It'll open up. They're all listed alphabetically. So let's get started, because I have a new affiliate link. This is a company that I just found out about. It's called UU Yarns. they actually have their own yarns. I mean, it's not like, you know, where they have other companies' yarns. They actually produce their own yarns. So yeah, if you want to give them a check out, their prices were very, very reasonable, I thought, when I saw it. Yeah, they are, the prices that I saw were like for 50-gram balls, which would be, you know, not your big 100-gram, but they're 50-gram balls, but they're really not that bad a price for the fiber content that's in them. So if you want to go check out that website, like I said, links below. So Lion Brand is offering 30% off of their yarn and their kits. No coupon code needed. It's already been marked down. Lovecrafts, they have a brand of yarn called Stylecraft, and their Stylecraft yarns are on sale. And from what I looked at, they look like they're roughly 40 to 45% off on most of those yarns. So again, it is Lovecrafts is the website, but it's their Stylecraft yarns. They also are running a sale right now up to 30% off of bulky yarn. So that is Lovecrafts. Jimmy Bean's Wools. I don't talk about them all that often, but they've just redesigned their website. And they right now are offering Cascade and Malabrigo one-of-a-kind skeins. So in other words, they're ones that maybe don't match other stuff, or they were test dyes, something like that. They're one-of-a-kind skeins of yarn. So you're not going to find two that match. They're one-of-a-kind skeins. But they are a mystery skein, so you buy one and you get surprised at what you're going to get. That you don't get to pick something, they just randomly pick one and you get it sent to you. But they had some really cheap prices on some of this. Some of this started at $2.10. Yeah, it was very, very marked down. So if you want to try making like a hexie blanket and you want like skeins you can cut up and make mini skeins out of, or you have that one skein project like fingerless mitts, or you want to make, you know, a hat or something like that, this is ideal projects for one skein. But they are, again, one-of-a-kind skeins. So that is over at Jimmy Bean's Wools. Annie's is having a really good sale right now. They are offering on some of their crochet kits. I didn't see any knitting kits. They're crochet kits. Now, kit means the yarn and the pattern. The ones I was looking at were $4.99. Now look at the pattern for this one. This is called the Forget-Me-Not Lapgan. Now that's including, for $4.99 you were getting the pattern for that lapgan and 3 skeins of yarn. The yarn itself is worth more than $4.99. So yeah, it's a really, really good deal. They also had some little, I briefly looked through it. I saw some little amigurumi little kits that were also $4.99, but I thought like the best bargain I saw there was, because you know me and cheap, the best bargain that I saw was that Forget-Me-Not Afghan, well, lapgan for $4.99. Because like I said, you couldn't touch 3 skeins of yarn for $4.99. You know, you're basically paying $1 a skein plus $1 for the pattern. Yeah, pretty good. Or $2 for the pattern. Yeah, because $4.99, you might as well say $5. But yeah, it's a really good deal. So check out Annie's for their kit sale that they are running right now. And then lastly, if you haven't been watching, Knit Picks has been running the 12 weeks of giving. This is the last week. And when I say giving, they're giving 12 patterns away. You can actually go over to their website or through the link down below, and you can click on the free patterns, the 12 weeks of giving. And I mean, there's some decent patterns. There's some that are like, but like the pattern for this week was actually a full-sized wrap. So, you know, I mean, they're simple, easy projects. They're not going to be a whole lot of the intricate stuff, but they're free. So yeah, that's over at Knit Picks. Knit Picks and We Crochet, which is the sister company to Knit Picks, because Knit Picks is more knitting related. We Crochet, of course, is crochet, but they're owned by the same company. They both have their yarn of the month, which is 20% off. One of them, I think, was Fluff of the Andes, and the other one was Something Stitch. I forget the name of it. That was the crochet one, was Something Stitch. which was their brand that was 20% off this month. So those are the sales that I know about. If you have missed any of the Vlogmas, you can click the playlist over here, right there, and you can click that playlist and check it out. So that is it for today. Make sure you check back each day for Vlogmas. I will put a link to the other videos at the end of this video if you want to check out the other days if you've missed any. And I will see you again tomorrow. Bye, everybody.